Hello, it's another rainy day in Seattle. Welcome, Group A. So for your oracle, we have Aaliyah. It says Angel, the Four of Cups for your tarot cards, the Knight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Pentacles. The other oracle here is the Sun Eclipse, and your dice are the Rainy Cloud here and a Treasure Chest. So currently in this person's feelings, they're seeing you as a missed opportunity. Now, this could be due to the fact that you could perhaps be getting attention right now. You could be in the spotlight of some sort. I don't know, maybe they just passed your social media page and they see that, Group A has a lot of likes, or Group A, has a lot of hearts under their picture or something of that nature, a lot of comments. They're seeing you get attention at this time, and it's kind of like they're looking at that like, oh, I remember when Group A offered me to go hang out or go have coffee or go to the movies or something of that nature, and they weren't interested at the time. At least they made it seem as if they weren't. So now they're looking at you as if you're this golden opportunity. They want to come towards you either physically or with communication. Feeling rather passionate. And this is kind of like a change, it feels as if, in terms of what's going on in this person's thoughts and feelings. They're really thinking on how you watered this connection, how you pour into this connection. And I don't want to say this person was like a brick wall, but they weren't as expressive as they desire to be now. I'll say that. They're seeing the value in what you're offering them. And in a sense, they're kind of beating themselves up about not taking like an offer from you previously. Now, take it the way you will. I'm not sure, but it does feel like they're having this newfound realization because they're seeing all eyes on you. They're seeing you do something different, or you're stepping out, you're doing something different, and you're being elevated at this time. So that's definitely a high contributing factor. Now, you may not mind. You may say, you know what, that's okay. I want them to join along. But they do want to come towards you with communication or action. Now, hello, Group B. So for your oracle cards, we have Spinderella, Transition, and we have Mending and Darning. And it says here, value despite imperfections and repairs. And for your tarot cards, we have Page of Cups, the Hangman, Temperance, Three of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. And for your die here, there is a little man and a big man. Okay, so currently in this person's feelings towards you and thoughts, it looks as if they're observing a transition that you just made. So you could have perhaps just moved. Or you've moved on from this person. Hello, someone. So with the Page of Cups and the Hangman, they're looking at something from a different perspective. I feel as if this could have been an individual that maybe things were not left on the best terms the last time you conversed with them. And it's showing up now that they really feel like they're in this energy of wanting to reconcile and apologize. They really want to repair the connection. This could be related to the fact that they're seeing you move on or do something different or transitioning in some sort. And this could be within your career as well too. Maybe they're seeing you go after something that previously you were just speaking on, and now you're actually taking the practical actions. So either way, they've been quite in their head for some time, it seems as if, and kind of observing the conversation that happened and kind of the role that they played in the heartbreak here. And maybe things that they've said and how they're coming off perhaps domineering or just a bully, a little bit in their ego. And they really want to heal things with you, Group B. It feels as if. And this could have been something that you were just kind of expressing to them and felt as if some point you were just beating a dead horse, like their behaviors. So you're telling them like, hey, you shouldn't talk to me like this, or you shouldn't go about things like this, and they were just weren't really hearing you. And it's like now, since you've removed yourself, it feels as if, and now you're focused more on evolving or your own evolution. They are now reconsidering how they were going about things. It's interesting. It's like when we stop talking, that's when people start listening. It's that it goes back to that kind of phrase. But yeah, they are thinking about you heavily at this time, it feels as if, but particularly in terms of wanting to reconcile and heal, perhaps even apologize for how they have caused this heartbreak, and how they may have said things that, they didn't really, now they're feeling like they didn't really mean, as well as they could have prioritized, their priorities could have been a little bit iffy. So maybe they put money or practical matters over this connection with you as well too, and they're assessing that they're like looking at their emotions when it comes to that. And this feels like an individual who it could be a fixed sign, so Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus. Okay, so they could feel as if they were like kind of set in their ways, so, or they're just rather patient. Definitely patient when it comes to the process. This is someone who rather diligent when it comes to building on anything, even a relationship, even in terms of repairing a relationship. So I wouldn't say this is something that they're going to do rather expeditiously, but they do feel that there's reconciliation that needs to be had. And they're really just in the process of observing their behaviors and how they want to balance. Because I will say this feels like a person who could be money focused or just practical, like focus on their finances quite a lot. But they want to find a way of mending things with you in the midst of that. Hello, Group C. So we have a young MA as its potential. The Tower for your tarot cards, along with the Six of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. And the Oracle here at the bottom is Furrows in the Road, and that says, following the crowd, establish patterns, and getting in a rut. And so for this die here, there's like a little frozen brain. It looks like a frozen brain to me at least, but it's like an igloo. But that's just like my frozen brain. I'll get to that. Okay. I was picking up a song when I was doing your pre-shuffle, and it was Upgrade You by Beyonce. So it feels as if this is someone you definitely could have encouraged to, you elevated their bank account. You could have inspired this person to literally create a business or do some venture of some sort, some hustle of some sort. And they're kind of going within and they're looking at this. This feels as if this is someone that you separated from, or you're no longer really kind of on the best terms with, because they're reserved at this time. And you're like, okay, back to this die, right? You're like frozen on their brains. Like you're like really highlighted in their thoughts right now, because they're looking at certain patterns, because this feels as if this is someone who is rather set in their ways. They're looking at some patterns that they had established and how you kind of helped them out of that. You created this change. It literally feels like perhaps you gave this person an idea of some sort, like, hey, you're really good at, I don't know. Okay, let's say they had a shoe, like they have a sneaker passion, and you're like, why don't you put your sneakers online and do like a little side gig where you sell your sneakers? I don't know, something like that. So, and they did it and it was really successful, and they're making a lot of money now. That was because you gave them this idea. So it feels as if there has been some time apart from this person since. And it's just because of the nature of your personalities. I feel like you and this person, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you guys got along. It's just like, it's not funny. It's not funny, but I'm not sure how you guys got along. If you're drawn to this group C, it's like you may question sometimes how you guys got along. But definitely they're feeling like some time has gone by since you two have communicated. And they're thinking, when is that going to change? When will I hear from Group C? When will they come around and kind of tell me something or say something to me? They're almost anticipating that at some point there will be communication. It feels as if this could be on both of your guys' mind. But currently, it does feel like this person's prioritizing their bank account. Now, I will add that this is something you could have encouraged them to do. Yeah, for sure. And now they are. They also feel as if they want to be generous towards you in some way. They want to at least tell you or express to you how you saw the best in them when they didn't see the best in themselves. You kind of inspired them to go within and do the work, do the practical work. And literally, it feels like instead of a traditional 9 to 5, you literally said, hey, you could do this, you could do that, you could do this. How about that? Or something in particular. And you really drove the message home to this person. And they ended up being successful from it. And it's like they're thinking it's only a matter of time before there's another encounter with you, or it's like you guys meet at this crossroads. They also could be finding themselves kind of going back into this space where maybe they're spending more than they're making. And they're thinking back to things that you said, and you're like, you don't have to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. You don't have to, with this like oracle here, like follow the crowd. You don't have to feel like you have to keep up with everyone else. Set yourself apart, And it's like that message that you gave them is on their mind. It feels like as if this person really wants communication with you, Group C. Or from you, rather. But, however they were coming off before, I don't know if they were not as generous as they could have been, or in terms of their giving, that's what they're really looking at in their feelings towards you currently. How they want to invest, how they want to give, how they may be able to give, and how they may not be able to give. Something along those lines, right? It's going to be a little different for everyone, but especially in terms of kind of how they see themselves. But, and also I'm getting that you could have your own business, or you could be rather successful within your own field, and they're like noting that as well too. They're noting the tips that you gave them and how you kind of upgraded their life. I don't know how else to say it, Group C. It feels like you leveled this person up, and they're thinking about that right now. And every time they kind of feel like they have some form of a setback, they think about Group C. They're like, okay, well, my sales were better last week, or my sales were better last month. What would Group C do? Like, I don't know. This feels rather practical. I'm not sure if this is a romantic connection at all, but, or if you guys are business partners, or if this is something that you desire to do, go into business together. Now, if that were the case, it feels as if now you're both, in a sense, withdrawn from that whole idea. And they would like to entertain it again, but I don't know if the conversations were rather explosive and you guys weren't able to really see eye to eye a lot. But I feel as if this person is open to that if things were to change in terms of how you two were attempting to collaborate or work together. But yeah, that's where they are currently in their thoughts and feelings towards you.